Hello, this is Frida. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to a new test knit tutorial. Yes, indeed. So I'm going to show you how to knit round yoke sweater. Okay, so I'm going to show you step by step. And then I did do another tutorial, but this is a new technique that I would like to share it with you. And I'm using a DK yarn, so it is a little bit more competitive to me. So what you need to do is, it's going to be a yoke round and multiple of 6 as I started, but I'm using the technique as adding stitches because we cannot do short rows for this yoke. So I figured out, how can I make this wearable, more comfortable to wear. So I figured out to knit it's like cast on 16 stitches and kept on adding 2 to give this a round look. Okay, and it can be worn comfortable. Okay, so I am adding as I go. This is part 1, so grab the yarn that you have and let's get started on how to knit round yoke sweater. Hello, this is Frida. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to a new tutorial. For this tutorial, I am going to focus on the collar. I will put a short clip, me wearing the sweater, just to give you an idea how it looks like. So I'm going to show you a couple of samples. This is done on the method that I'm going to show you how to do it. And here's another one I have knit. This one I haven't done anything. As you can see, this is straight. Can you see? The collar, it's just straight. But this one has this beautiful, when you look at it, looks like increases right from here. So I'm going to show you how to do this. And I'm going to show you another sweater I did, which I did several after, and it turned out good. But this was one of my first. And I am debating to frog this, but I just wear it the way it is. Maybe I will donate it. I do have a tutorial for this. Okay. And here's another one. It doesn't fit the screen because it's huge. It's pretty open, as you can see. If you notice, with the knitting so many years, tryouts, start new techniques I use short rows, which I don't like short rows. Because when you use the short rows, it gives me these, no matter what I do, I can see the holes. Even I tried different techniques. I shared it with you. And here is one. I did a short row. Like, I can see it. Maybe lots of people can't, but I do see mine when I'm knitting. So I'm going to show you a new update one. And as you can see, the back is pretty wide on this one. Okay, let me just move this. This one, it's for a toddler. This is okay. Nothing to worry about. Like, this isn't that huge. But I did do single crochets to close it. You know what I mean? And I did share it with you. So I have these on my tutorials. I did single crochet, okay, just to close it up. This one I didn't do anything because this one is pretty close when I wear it, but I noticed the back is too wide. Okay, and I did share these numbers with you, so I'm going to start a new sweater. And today's Thursday, January the 23rd, 2025, and this is the yarn that I bought from my local shop. Local yarn shop for $12.99 Canadian plus 5% tax on top of it, and they only had 7, so I'm going to knit up whatever I have. I will knit up the body first and I will come back to the sleeve. If I have enough yarn, what I'll do is I will finish up the sleeves, long sleeves, and I will continue knitting the body. But this is my goal. I bought, because there wasn't not enough yarn, and I only grabbed what they had, because I guess it sold fast. And this is, it's recommending a 4mm knitting needle, but I'm a tight knitter, so I will start with the 4, and I will change. That's I play around with my needles because I'm being a tight knitter. And it has 22% fine merino superwash. I can feel that. I can feel the alpaca, 22%, and the palmite, and the acrylic, and the viscose. You can even make socks with these. Yeah. For this, I used up, for this sweater, I used up 50 grams of total of 8 balls, and I have 2 balls left. So I am planning to make something with that. I can't knit a sock, but I can knit mittens. So stay tuned for the tutorial. I am working on new mittens. It's beautiful. Turning good. So that's on my working. So stay tuned for that tutorial. It's coming up, and I am sharing my shorts as I'm working on the design. So I'm going to start with this yarn, and I'm going to start with the 4mm knitting needle, and I hang one of my balls right here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to grab my notebook here. Okay, here we go. I did write the numbers here. I think I did. Yeah, and I had to. Oops. My scrap paper. Okay, so let me find my note. Oh my goodness. This is my note. I take notes. If I don't take notes, I forget them. Oh, great. Here it is, I think. Here it is. Okay. So I was thinking of doing these numbers. This is for a cardigan, but you know, these are the numbers that we need. But instead of doing 20, I'm thinking of 15. So I'm going to cast on 15 stitches with, oops, sorry. So if you want to screenshot this, you are welcome to screenshot it. Yeah, this one I had 20, I believe. I had 20. I think that's too much. I did not block this. I only washed it and I laid it dry, but it looks like it's been blocked, but it's not. So just to point out, so what you can do is, you don't have to, I didn't stretch it or anything. I just laid it down on a towel, and it dried up. That's how it dried up. It dried up the next day, so it wasn't that of a, what you call it. Let me grab my 4. I hang them next to me. So this is not a 4. I think this is a 3.5. Yeah, it's a 3.5. Okay, I want to try with a 4, and then I will change it. Can't find the short needles. They're all occupied. Here it is. This is an old needle that I bought over 20 years ago. Here it is. See, it's a 4. Perfect. So I am going to cast on a total of 20 stitches. This is going to be part 1, and then I will come back to continue adding numbers after. So first, I am going to cast on and this yarn is precious, so what I do is, no, not 20, 15. I'm going to do 15, not 20, so I don't want to just use a little bit of yarn here. Focus, focus. You can see the cuts, you can see anything when it's close by. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, 121, 122, 123, 124, 125, 126, 127, 10, 12, let's do 16. This is how I cast on. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to knit a couple of rows, 4 rows. Let's do it. Let's go back and forth. It's like 1, 2. Yeah, let's do 6 rows. And then, well, not 6 rows. Let's do 4 rows. And then I will come and I will add more stitches. Okay. And then while I'm adding stitches, I'm going to do my increase. Okay. And after doing the collar, I am going to show you a different method of a raglan. It's not going to be too like this. It's going to be way different. And I will show you how to do this. But first I'm focusing on the collar. And then I will come back and I will do the continue knitting, doing the increases. So there's 16 stitches. This is going to be I know it looks so small, doesn't it? Yeah, but it is not when you look at it. So we'll continue with 16, and if I need to add more, and we'll go from there. But I don't want the back to be too long, too wide. That's my focus is. As you can see, this is too wide. When I look, even when I wear it, I notice it's too wide on the back. And then I want to give more height so it can go a little bit down, because I notice when I'm wearing it, it's very close. You know what I mean? So I want a little bit deep. Let's say it that way. So deep down, and then we can play around with it. We can make it, and then we're going to start doing our increases to give the raglan. Okay, so I will be right back. I'm just gonna knit just to figure out if 4 is enough. If it's not enough, 6. I will come back and I will tell you how many rows I have knit. Okay, I'll be right back. I have knit 4 rows, and this is enough. I don't want to give that much gap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start increasing. Okay, and increasing by adding stitches. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, to do that, going to add 2 at a time, so it will give me this nice round look. Okay, so I am going to start knitting. I added 2 stitches. Okay, just like this. Just wanted to show you before I let you go. Okay, so I am at the last stitch. I finished it. I turned my work. 4 is enough. I thought 6 would be okay, but no, 6 would be too much, too many. Okay, so I am going to knit a little bit yarn. So I am going to add 2 more stitches here, because I added 2 here, right? And I'm going to add 2 here. Okay. And I'm going to continue doing this every 2 rows. So I'm going to be knitting this row. And then when I come here, I'm going to be knitting this row as well. So I added here. So every other row, it's like 2 rows, we're going to be adding 2 stitches. So this is all I'm doing. I'm not going to add the increases yet, because I just want to get the collar nicely. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to knit. I'm not going to add stitches. I'm just going to knit, and when I turn my work, I'm going to knit, and I will add 2 more stitches here, and I will come here. I will add 2 more stitches. I will finish this row, and I will knit this row, and then I will come back, and then I will add 2 more row here, and when I come here, I will add 2 more stitches, and I will add 2 more stitches until I'm going to continue doing this until I have, I'm just going to figure out 67, 66 stitches, and put it on my neck, and then see if it goes through, because after that we're going to be knitting the collar, right? So to knit the collar like this part. Now we're only doing this part, this back fabric, and then we will pick up stitches, and then we will knit this part. So that's a different story. But right now we are creating this this part, this fabric. So yeah, I will come back and I will say this is enough for me, because the average person has the same 22 inches head, and for adults. And if you have the 22 inches, so that's what I'm trying to get, 22 inches, so it will go through my head. Okay, so I'm going to continue knitting. This is going to take me a while, and I will come back and I will say, oh, this stitches is enough. Again, this is for a 4mm knitting needle that you can knit with. The yarn is different. If you have a thicker yarn, that's a totally different. So what I would do is cast on 10 stitches if you have a thicker yarn, like with a 5mm if you have to knit it with a 6 or 7. What I would recommend is cast on about 3 inches wide, and then continue adding your stitches if you have a thicker yarn. If you have a thinner yarn, then you need to cast on more stitches. It's the opposite. Like 3 inches would be enough, I'm thinking. And then you would continue adding stitches. So again, this is a try. We're always trying to figure out the best way to create, to make, new techniques. You can make it up. If you know how to knit and crochet, if you know how to knit purl, you can make anything you want. It's very easy. Okay, so again, this is a tryout. We're testing, and we're going to try to find the best way, because I am happy with this, but the only problem is the back is too wide for me, I noticed. So we're looking for new techniques. Okay, so I will be right back, and I will come to show you how it looks like. And I think this is turning very good. I did try adding different Angora rabbit. I added. I took them out, and I said, no, I'm going to just knit it the way this is, because I don't want to add more different yarn. If I add them, then I can't see this beautiful colorway. It's variegated colorway, so that's what I did. It took me a while. I know I bought this. It's so soft, though, compared to this. I don't like this yarn at all. I wouldn't recommend, but you can, you can find out yourself. You can experience. Like, this isn't soft as this yarn that I am knitting with. Okay, just to give you the feedback, I really like this yarn, and we'll see the end result, and we'll go from there. Again, this is a King Cole Homespun Prism double knitting Yeah, it's a DK. It's not thin. It's not thick. It's not worsted. Okay, again, if you are working with a different yarn, you just need to work with measurements. Okay, it's a 50 gram again with the info made in Turkey, and really love it. And similar colors are at Ice Yarn, I noticed, way cheaper than this price, but not this color. I fell in love with the color, and I am going to make a one-of-a-kind sweater. Okay, I'll be right back. Before I let you go, I came back because I knit it this way, and I thought, I have this beautiful yarn, and it's variegated. Why don't I do a round raglan? Okay, round raglan is totally different than the 4 increases that we make. So what I'm going to do is I put a marker. This is just between the 16 stitches that I have cast on. So I am going to frog this, and then we're going to do our increases. So what you need to do is it's multiple of 6. So 79 I'm thinking would be perfect because this yarn is thin, and I just need to put it on and see if it fits my head before I go any further. But if you want to do the round raglan, follow me with this tutorial. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start doing our increases while we add stitches. Okay, so this is the back of the collar. So this is the fabric, right? So I thought this would be brilliant. So why not do that? Yeah. And this way I can show you how to do the increase, how to add stitches, and how to do increases to create this round raglan. I do have another tutorial that I did, but this is a different way. So I'm always, like I said, I'm always checking to find better techniques, easy techniques. So here's one increase, and I'm going to count. So let's put another marker, and so I'm going to frog it all the way here, and I'm going to start doing my increases. So I have, this is number 8, okay, so there's supposed to be 5 stitches between, okay, this is, so 2, 4, 5, and here would be another increase, okay, and I'm going to show you how to do those increases to create the round, and then come here, so count 2, 4, 5, and this is a 6. So here's another increase. So let me come back here, and meanwhile I'm going to be knitting. I'm going to be adding 2 stitches to create this height on the back of the fabric. So this is how it will look like when I'm wearing it. See, I think this is going to turn out nice because, again, alpaca yarn does stretch. So put that in mind. I thought 20 at the beginning, but I said, no, let's do something less because it will stretch. Alpaca does stretch a lot. Okay, and I'll be right back. Just wanted to come back and show you. So don't knit it straight because we need to create the raglan. To create the raglan, we need to do our increases in the fabric. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I had to frog it. It's hard to frog something, but yeah, that's okay. So I added 2 stitches. Now I'm going to do an increase right here on this stitch, but I want to do, I don't want to show the increases like the yarn over. If you like the yarn over, you are welcome to do the yarn over, but for me, I'm not going to do yarn over. I'm going to do a make 1 stitch, okay, as I do my increases. So here we go. It's very soft yarn. Okay, so this is the stitch. So I'm going to make a stitch here, and then I'm going to make a stitch right here. So either you can do a yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, or like I don't want, this is going to be a winter sweater, so I don't want holes. So I'm going to do a stitch like this. People make stitches differently. This is the way I make it, and I like it making it this way. Some people, what they do is they grab this and they twist it, and I think that's scary for me, so I like to do it this way. And so I made 2 stitches here. Okay, so I'm going to come to the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because my yarns are twisted, I'm fixing them as I go. So I'm going to make 1. Knit this one, but I'm going to make 1. Okay, and then again, I'm going to repeat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. By the way, this is my craft room. It's a big mess, but I know where I have my projects, my yarn, so I know what I'm going to start next. That is a leftover yarn. There's a bobbin there, so I'm going to knit something with it. And I usually don't have leftovers, but sometimes I do. And I do donate a lot, so like I know where everything is. And this is my craft room. My house is not this messy. It's just this room. I just wanted to point out. Okay, so what we did is 4 and then 5. I'm going to make a stitch. I'm going to knit this one and then make a stitch. So this is number 1. 5 stitches later, on the 6th, I'm going to do an increase. Okay, but meanwhile, I'm going to be knitting this, right? So I am adding stitches as I go, just to want to make a nice collar, a nice fabric. Okay, so I'm going to make 1. And I'm just going to continue. I'm going to add stitches, 2 stitches at a time. Okay, so I will come back to show you to do the next increase. And meanwhile, I'm going to be knitting. And then I will be adding stitches. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I have knit 4 rows. 4 rows of knit and 4 rows of purl. So I am going to make another increase on those stitches that we did. Meanwhile, I added 2 and I added 2. So when I'm adding 2, we're going to make an increase on this one and on this one. So we added 2, 2, 2. So I have enough stitches, and there's 5 stitches between. Okay, 2, 4. Oh, I did something wrong. Let me just check. Here we go. So 2, 4, 5. So it's supposed to be this stitch, not that one. Let me just recount. So I did my increase. I'm not counting this one. I'm counting between. So when we do 5, we do increases. So there should be 2 stitches between. So we're doing increases in between, right? So count those as well. Well, if you follow the marker, I'm sure you won't be lost. So here I have 2. Well, actually, it's supposed to be not 5 because we did our increases. So we have to think about that too. This is all multiplication. Knitting is all multiplication. So they're supposed to be. So we did a 2 increase, right? So when we knit, when we do our second increase, we should have 7 stitches in between. So count those. So here is my increase. I can see it right there. Can you see it? So I'm not counting this one. I'm counting 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah. I don't think I have enough stitches. Yeah, so I'm not going to make an increase on this one. Let's count the other side. Okay, forgot about that. Yeah, definitely. So count those, right? We have to add those. Okay, so let me see. I did an increase right here. Can you see? It's a little bit hard to see because of the color, but it's right there. Right there. This is the increase. Okay, I'm going to put a marker there, but my markers are all occupied. I need to empty some of them. So we're going to count 7 stitches total. 2, well, I have to count that one as well. Yeah, I forgot about that. So we have to count 7 stitches. This is the second increase. 2, 4, 6, 7. So it's 7. Actually, that was right. That is right. I counted from here. Maybe that's the reason. Yeah, I don't have enough stitches, so I'm just going to add this one in here. Let me see. Let me just come back to this one. So I'm looking at it. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, so I am right. Yeah, I am right. Okay. Okay, so let's do this. I'm not going to add stitches because I already added. I'm doing it every other row, adding stitches at the end. And oh, I just added this one, so I already added this one. Okay, so I am knitting. So always count. Okay, let me just recount this again. A lot of recounting. So knit 4, make 1, knit 1, make 1. Okay, let me just count again. I don't think there's enough stitches. Okay, here we go. So there's supposed to be 7 here. And then 4 rows later, it's going to be 9 stitches because we're adding stitches on both sides, right? So yeah, we have to count that as well. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna knit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, knit this one, make 1. Knit this one, make 1. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Knit this one, make 1. Knit this one, make 1. Okay, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, I can make 1. Let's make 1. And then let's make another one. So I'm okay with this one. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is 4 rows I'm going to be knitting and then making another increase. Okay, and then you see now the raglan is even on the second increase. You can notice that it's getting around. The other fabric was just straight, so now it's shaping. Okay, and this is again the back. So I'm going to be adding stitches. I already added 2, so I'm going to knit and then come back and then add here and then add here when I'm turn around. But yeah, I will come back and show it to you so far. And then move your markers. So, well, if you can see your increase, no problem, but I can't see mine because the yarn is thin and it's variegated. It's a little bit hard to see. But other than that, yeah, I like it so far. It's a thin, nice wool, creating a nice fabric. Okay, I'll be right back. I have knitted another 4 row, so I'm going to make an increase on here, and I added 2 stitches here. So this is how it looks like so far. So this fabric is becoming like a Raglan yoke. So this is how it's going to stay. And I'm going to continue doing this until I have 22 inches around to, you know, have my head go through, because this is going to stretch. I know that, and I don't want to knit anything more than 22. So I would highly recommend you to do the same thing. So I'm going to let you go. Let me just show you one more time how to do the increase, and I will come back on part 2. I will knit a couple of rows. I will continue doing 2 stitches increases until, you know, I will come back to show you how it looks like so far, and then we'll go from there. Other than that, it's I think it's really simple. Or what you can do is measure your head and do a swatch, and if you want to knit it around, you can cast on multiple of 6 and then go from there. But I think this method is way better to wear it comfortable. That's what I am aiming for. Okay, so I have done my 2 increases. So here's the stitch. It's a little bit hard to see. The yarn is thin, and I noticed that it has these extra fibers on it. So it's kind of unique. Just can't wait to see the end result. A little bit, yeah, to go through. Here we go. Finally, tried several attempts. Okay, so knitted the 2 stitches. So I'm going to come right where I put my marker, and I'm going to make my increase. So there are 7 stitches between. So when we're doing our increases, so we're going to have 9 stitches between 2 from here and 2 stitches increases. So 1 from here and 1 from here. So that will be 9 stitches in between. So I make my stitch, I knit, but I don't finish it, and I come here, and then I pull it like this. So I made a stitch, and then I knit all the way until where you can count 7, like this. So knit 1, make 1, knit 1, make 1. Or you can make a yarn over, and it's more easy to see. That's another choice you can go. I just didn't want too many holes, because it's a winter sweater. I don't want to. Okay, here we go. Forgot to make the increase. Knit 1, make 1, knit 1, make 1, and then I knit all the way to the other. So it's a lot of knitting involved. The yarn is thin, and it takes me more time to go through, but I just love how it looks like so far. So I will see you on part 2. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe, share it with your family and friends, and don't forget to hit that notification button so every time I post a new video, you will be notified, indicating there's something new for you to watch. Happy knitting. Bye-bye.